Welcome back. Let's address the big story of the day. City gas companies of stocks of IGL, MGL and Gujarat Gas, they are seeing deep cuts. The government has lowered the APM gas allocation by 20%, marking the second straight month of allocation cuts. To discuss the impact and what could the way forward be, we have with us Mr. AK Tiwari, the member of PNGRB, joining us now. Mr. Tiwari, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. And you know, this is the second consecutive cut in APM gas allocation that we are seeing. Can you give us a sense of what really happened? Why is government going for these steep cuts, if there is any discussion on the same? And do you think there'll be further cuts and it could go as low as zero in terms of APM gas allocation to these companies?
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. First of all, I would like to say that this APM allocation, particularly APM domestic allocation, is being done by the MOPNG, but the two or three reasons are there. Number one, the domestic production, APM domestic production are not increasing, number one. Number two, we have authorized 307 geographical areas where the PNG and CNG consumptions and their penetration are increasing. So these are the two major reasons. Besides the prioritizing the other allocation by the government, this way the cut is there, and this will be the reality because whenever the consumption will increase in all the geographical areas, these APM which are limited in production, so these will come in days to come.
Has this ever happened, Mr. Tiwari, that the allocation has been zero to city gas distribution companies? Because that has been the priority sector, right? Do you think that's also a possibility?
No, it has not been zero, because where the PNG connections are there, 100%, 105% allocation is there. It is only cut in the CNG. So that I would like to say one thing, that we have authorized 307 geographical areas, and these 300 geographical areas can be bifurcated into the four categories. Matured, where the more than 90% of the PNG connections and CNG obviously is there, and pipeline inch kilometer has been completed. So these are the mature GAs, which are around 100 in numbers. There are the geographical areas which are developing, means around 58 geographical areas. We can assume that around 50% of the PNG and 50% of the inch kilometer has been completed. So that we can say the developing. Rest are the project at the project stage are not started on the 11th and 12th round. So what I mean to say that the allocation of gas needs to be prioritized in this way: developing, matured, at the project stage, as well as non-starter. If this allocation could be prioritized, so the allocation of gas and the new GAs to whom we have authorized in the 9th, 10th and 11th round could speed up their progress.
Mr. Tiwari, good afternoon. Two-part question. So what happens next? Do you see a further reduction in allocation from the current levels that there are? And part two of my question is, what do the city gas distributors do now to make up for this cut in allocation? Is there enough high pressure, high temperature and gas from the new fields which is available for them?
See, this priority of allocation is being done by Ministry of MOPNG. So I can't comment on that. But yes, reality is there where 307 geographical areas are working, and a portfolio needs to be mixed and find out by the entities who are matured and who are developing, to have more and more portfolio of LNG mixing in their gas consumption.
So, Mr. Tiwari, we had your colleague back with us in March, where there were comments made by Mr. Puri, where he suggested that these city gas distribution companies are making record high margins, and that's why they need to tone it down a little bit. Do you think this is also what the government is trying to attempt now? Because if I look at the numbers, IGL profit margins for the last 4 years are 15 to 16%. MGL is 19 to 20% only in the last 2 years. Is there a reasonable level with the industry thinks the margins should be at? Have you had any word with the government around this?
We don't have any word with them, but I would like to say that if we, as I have told that, if you categorize this geographical area of 307, you will find that even at the IGL or MGL, there are many geographical areas. If you see the profitability of there, the profitability is not there, may not be there to that extent. So, profit making is one of the objectives, but at the same time, these are to be categorized. New geographical areas where we have awarded 11th, 12th round as well as 9th and 10th round may not be making profit also. So
Okay.
it's not that every company is making profit. There are 40 odd entities who are working, and profitability may not be there to the extent as you have told in case of IGL and MGL. That may be exception. But there are other companies who are not making profit because they are at the instant stage and they are at the developmental stage, they are at the project stage and non-starter also. So I think this sector needs to be supported, not only viewing the profitability of one or two companies. In totality, these are to be seen.
All right, Mr. Tiwari, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us to take us through your views on this issue of the gas allocation company to the city gas distributors that has hurt the stocks of all the three companies, IGL, MGL and Gujarat Gas, as you can see on your screen. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Midcap Radar from Sonal, me and the team that put this show together. Thank you so much for watching. Your Stocks comes up next.